Deep base versus medium base paint, key differences. Many people usually make a common error when they confuse medium base paint with deep base paint, even though they are significantly different. In this video, we will go over the differences elaborately. What is base paint? The base paint is not complete paint yet, it needs to be tinted with colorant. It is a foundation used to create colored paints. Base paint makes the paint opaque, firmer, and elastic, and prevents cracks. A base paint contains white pigment as a result of the quantity of titanium dioxide. The base paint is different from the primer, and unlike primer, base paint is not used as a base coat. Base paints are specially designed for combining colors and is a vital component of ordinary paint. Deep base versus medium base paint. Here is a contrast of deep base and medium base paint characteristics. What is a deep base paint? Deep base paints generally paint with little to no amount of white or lighter fragments that help them effectively portray their true tones and shades. Deep base and ultra deep base paints are built on darker colors and tones. As a result, the deeper the foundation of paint utilized, the darker the hue. The minute amount or quantity of white pigment in deep base paint permits it to take more colorant and produce deeper colors when tinted. Depending on the location and current market demand, extra deep base painting usually costs around $15 to $20 per liter. What are deep base paints used for? Because there are fewer white pigments than white bases, the most luxurious colors such as black, brown, burgundy, navy blue, dark green, copper, and others can be achieved. However, based on these shades of colors they exude, deep-based paints are usually used in a closed environment where the user wants to achieve a darker and more vibrant ambiance. This could range from bedrooms, studios, dens, cinemas, etc. How to use deep base paint. Tinting. The first thing to do is select a color and have a painting professional apply the deep base paint for you. Regardless of the color you have in mind to paint, you must tint the deep base paint. If you try doing it yourself, you might eventually put either excessive or insufficient tint. This will negatively impact the paint's resilience, drying time, sheen, and other components of the deep paint. Priming. After getting your paint ready, you'd need to choose the right primer for the deep base paint. Noted: a deep base paint requires a great quality and halt tinted primer to be used as its base coat. Furthermore, the added tint will play a big role in any coverage you desire to cover. Thus, using only a deep base paint, you'd require nothing less than 6 layers of deep base paint to cover the existing color of the wall or surface. Finishing. Deep base paint can show flaws and paint imperfections, so you need to be keen and paint the surface as uniformly as you can to prevent overlapping lines. One of the ideal techniques to apply deep base paint is to use back brushing and vertical rolling. What is a medium base paint? This type of paint is generally liked due to the titanium white pigments present in the base and is used to achieve bright and medium between light and dark colors. That being said, medium base paints, like the name implies, generally have a medium amount of white pigments. It is not more than the base to maintain its color still and not significantly lesser than the base to give the base color a lighter and brighter look. Medium base painting is a painting of slightly dark shades. This is a painting of dark tones that will not produce light tones regardless of the number of colorants added. Medium base paints should not be confused with a neutral base or white, but they are in the middle between light and dark. Medium base paints cost around $60 for about 5 liters, and this may vary based on location, market demand, and other factors. What is a medium base paint used for? Typically, paints of brighter colors are usually used in open areas such as kitchen spaces, living rooms, building walls, and bedrooms. Since medium base paint has white pigment and lighter tones, it's fair to say that most house paints are medium base as they tend to be lighter colors. Most people prefer to use medium base paint for kitchens and bathrooms because spots and stains can easily be seen. Can medium base paint be used without tinting? Without a doubt, you can use medium base paint without tinting or without adding colorant. However, you will not achieve an excellent result, as when you use the untainted base to paint it will not give you your expected hue. Adding colorant to medium base paint brings out your desired color and the perfect result when used. What to choose between deep base and medium base? That will largely depend on the paint's color and the maintenance you are willing to do. Like the lighter the base, the less resistant it is to dirt and stains. This means that surfaces painted with brother-colored paints, since they are more susceptible to stains and spots, will require consistent cleaning to maintain surface beauty and the paint's durability.